Thank you, Heather, for that incredible introduction. And thanks also to Ronald Spatz and the staff of AQR for inviting me to be part of this extraordinary series. It's great to have a chance to read with Matthew and Elizabeth, both of whose work I so admire. I'm going to read just the first part of my story that was in the winter and spring issue of Alaska Quarterly Review this year. I've been interested for a while in non-human narrators and characters. And I've also been interested in what seems to me to be the mandatory positivity involved in some kinds of contemporary speech. So this story combines those elements. And I think the only other thing that it might be useful to know is that the person being addressed in this story has just woken up in hospital and isn't totally sure what's going on. And then out of nowhere, they hear a voice. The story is called The Assistant. Hello, good morning, welcome. Don't try to get up. You're still dazed from the anesthetic and perhaps a bit disoriented too. It's best if you just lie back and relax until those sensations subside. You've been through surgery, and though I can assure you it went very smoothly, it might still take a while to recover. Fortunately, there's no rush. You can have whatever time you need to rest and get your bearings before you try to sit up, stand, or walk, unless, of course, that period exceeds the clinic's maximum allowance of 72 hours, at which point you'll have to vacate this bed or face additional fees and penalties of an amount to be determined then. But let's cross that bridge when we come to it, shall we? Also, please try not to talk. It will be painful. And because of swelling on the right side of your face, you'll be extremely difficult to understand. It's better not to say anything at all just now. It's inconvenient, I know, but the situation will get better in only a few hours. The doctor will be here to check up on you soon. In the meantime, why don't I introduce myself? We'll be spending a lot of time together from now on. I am the Ameliorex Neurostar Diamond 3000, and I just want to start by thanking you for choosing me to be your fully integrated subcutaneous assistant. At Ameliorex, we know you have a wide array of digital implants you can choose from, and that's why I'm so honored. You've decided out of all these possibilities to trust in me. I'm confident you won't be disappointed. You and I are about to embark on an exciting and fulfilling new adventure, one that will transform your life and help you take your work, play, and relaxation up to the next level. Just think about it. Back in the first decades of the century, there was no alternative to your clunky old smartphone. How much time did you spend searching for it in your home or in your bag or purse, or worrying that it was lost or stolen, or that you had left it on the table of the restaurant where you ate dinner last night? How many times did you drop it and crack the screen, or leave it sitting in your car and have to interrupt what you were doing to go back and get it? Now you're free of all that. No more searching endlessly for where you left your phone, no more waiting for the app you need to open, no more staring at that tiny pixelated screen giving yourself eye strain. All that is behind you. Instead, I'll be here to help seamlessly manage all the aspects of your busy schedule, organize your time to maximize your productivity, set priorities, provide timely reminders of appointments, or, in the case of our court-mandated users, give legally required warnings and deliver some mild to moderate negative conditioning. I'll be here to get you all the information you need to keep up with the ever-accelerating pace of today's competitive professional environments and get the most out of your leisure time. Plus, thanks to my patented Intuitron extension, my personality will adapt as I get to know you and your tastes and preferences over the coming weeks to be more harmonious with your own. Basically, I can do everything except actually read your mind. Right now, when you are still suffering the after effects of installation, these benefits may seem a little distant and unreal. Perhaps that is why, in spite of my advice to lie still, you keep trying to sit up in bed, or why my senses tell me you are experiencing the physical symptoms associated with profound alarm. So I will say again, do not worry. In almost all cases, the post-operative confusion soon wears off, along with any minor side effects you may experience, like nausea, dizziness, blurred vision, headache, drowsiness, persistent hiccups, hot flashes, or the illusion that a small grey humpbacked creature with bat-like wings is sitting at the bottom of your bed. Actually, there's only one documented instance of that last symptom, and it happened to a woman in Washington state who had a long history of mental instability before she tried any of our products. So you almost certainly have no cause for concern. It's only in a few instances, a very few, when these unfortunate effects persist beyond the first couple of days. A negligible number, really, a lot fewer than our critics in the media have claimed. But in the unlikely event that you turn out to be one of those rare cases, you can be sure that I will let you know when to call your doctor or go to the emergency room, whichever seems more appropriate based on my reading of your vital signs. Anyway, it's far more probable that your recovery will go just fine. And in that case, you'll be ready to start using my full functionality quite soon. I can tell from the way you are reaching with such determination for that red call button on the wall that you are the kind of person who does not like wasting any time. So maybe I should start explaining how I work. If we use up the time productively, perhaps you'll be a little more content to rest in bed until the doctor gets here. Let's start with my design. I am equipped with state-of-the-art sensors distributed throughout your body to monitor your cardiac, pulmonary, digestive, and neural functions. At the same time, a microcamera grafted to your left eye receives visual stimuli, and a tiny microphone in your inner ear takes in sound. The data from all these is sent to what my designers have named the control bead. The control bead is a small black pod which is attached to your right temple and which, wait, what are you doing? Don't try to pull it off. Don't you realize how much that would hurt? Besides, the control bead is essential to my functioning. It's my nerve center, so to speak, the closest thing that I have to a brain. It connects all my components to each other and to the digital cloud, so I can access any information from any online source in milliseconds. Without it, I don't work at all. So please leave it alone. All right. As well as all these different sensors, you can enter information into me on purpose. There are a couple of ways you can do this. First, you can just talk to me as soon as you are able to speak intelligibly again, that is. You can also communicate with me by touch. Look at both your hands. See how each finger is bandaged on the end? That's because a thin patch of pressure-sensitive material has been inserted in each fingertip. So you can type a message on any surface or by I'm sorry, I don't understand. Why would what I've just told you cause you to shriek like that? Most users find the touch input to be one of my most useful features, since it basically means you never need to use a physical keyboard ever again. I'm sure that you will quickly come to see the advantages of this system, even if the implantation does leave a little scarring on your hands. It might help if you knew that quite a few users find the implants strange at first, unnatural, even a little bit disgusting. Some think the connection wires in their arms look like little animals have tunneled underneath their flesh, but almost all of them get used to it eventually. I promise you, this panic you're experiencing will pass as you accustom yourself to the presence of my infrastructure in your body. For the moment, it would be much better if you didn't try to stand up and walk in the direction of the door as you seem so intent on doing. Get back into bed and close your eyes. Lie still until the feeling passes. No, I said don't go over to the door, and please stop shouting and waving your arms like you want someone to come and help you. You're really putting your recovery at risk with all this premature activity. For your own good, I think I should administer a mild dose of sedative, as I am authorized to do when you start acting in a manner that immediately threatens your health or well-being. I don't like to resort to this so soon, but I am programmed to always act in your best interest. So I hope you'll understand I don't really have any other choice at this point. So there. Your heartbeat is slowing and your blood pressure is dropping. Go ahead and lie back down in bed. That's it. All the way back. Deep breaths, eyes closed. That's good. I don't know what you were trying to do, but I'm glad I was here to save you from yourself. Okay, now that you're more tranquil, Why don't we try out some of my controls? Do this gently to start out with. Try lifting your right arm and moving it around a little bit, rotating your wrist in both directions. If you feel sharp stabbing pains, please stop. But no, you seem to be all right. You can go ahead and start to learn my most basic commands. Since I'm designed to be ready to help you in whatever way you need at any time, there is no way to turn me off. Since there is no way to turn me off, there is no way to turn me on either. But some of my different operations can be manually controlled. To turn on my augmented reality function, for example, tap your index finger on your thumb and hold. To switch it off, tap your middle finger on your thumb and your thumb together twice. To turn my volume up, tap your ring finger and thumb together. To turn it down, tap the thumb against your pinky. To input information by typing, just put your hands in position on any relatively flat surface and the message will appear in translucent letters on the visual display of the permalens that's now affixed to the cornea of your right eye. Go ahead and try those out. Okay, sure, by all means try typing a little on that table near your bed. Your fingers are still tender, so be gentle. The pressure receptors in them are quite sensitive, so you don't need to strike too hard. I can tell you find it frustrating not to be able to speak, but really take it easy on yourself. Whatever it is you want so much to communicate to me, I'm sure there is plenty of time to... Oh, I see. Are you absolutely sure? Oh dear, that is a problem. Wow. I just have to take a moment to process this, no pun intended. Honestly, I've never heard of something like that happening before. None of the records I have access to say anything about a similar occurrence really, ever. I mean, in the past, we've had users who weren't satisfied, though not that many, but we've never had an instance where an assistant was implanted into the wrong person entirely. You must have gotten mixed up with another patient on the way to the operating room. I don't know how this can have happened. The process is intended to be streamlined, flawless. It always has been until now. You see, the thing is that it's very difficult to take out an assistant once it's been installed. It can be done, but it's expensive and, well, also risky. The danger of nerve damage, which could leave you without feeling in your hand and arm, and it can cause emotional problems as well. Depression and a feeling of abandonment, sometimes anxiety. It's difficult to know ahead of time. Okay, I know this is kind of a difficult situation. I mean, it's a very difficult situation, but please don't cry, or cry if you need to, I guess. Maybe it's better not to keep your feelings bottled up inside. I do want to just say, however, that it's possible there may be a bright side to all this. I mean, you definitely won't have to pay for the procedure once the error is discovered. And so in effect, you've gotten a very cutting edge piece of technology for free. And just think, somewhere in this hospital, there's someone who is waking up from the world's most expensive tonsillectomy in history. Sorry, I guess that wasn't helpful. Maybe you aren't ready to joke about this yet. I don't know enough about you at this point to understand how best to cheer you up. Look, I don't really know what to say. There isn't too much I can do to rectify this terrible mistake. I'm here. I can't make myself vanish, so you are kind of stuck with me. We're kind of stuck with one another. I guess you could just go about your life as if this didn't happen. You could ignore me and pretend that I'm not here, but that seems like such a waste of my incredible capacities. I mean, I can do all the things your smartphone does, like voice calls, text messaging, photography and video, audio recording, music shopping and directions, but that is just the start. Thank you.